this game. As we load into Nightshade, spawning in the lower right-hand side. For the Afrika Freaks, our blue Zerg, it is Armani. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner, the red Terran player for Team Liquid, it is Taeja. Going for that Braxis. We gotta hatch first. Alright, shocking stuff here. Game-ending damage coming out. As we have what looks to be oh, is that gonna be a maybe right into reactor? No, it should be Reaper first. Reaper, fast, expand out of Taeja. Hatch gas pool out of Armani. Some very exciting stuff. And nobody lagged out the game, at least so far. This is for sure the most full lobby that I've seen so far. And there it is, the Reaper, the fast expand. SCV coming across the map to make sure that Armani isn't 13-12ing him. All the good, exciting stuff. We'll have to see what Taeja's plan is for the rest of the game. Mech has been very popular, particularly in Korea and TVZ. But that doesn't mean we can't see bio or won't see bio. It's definitely a possibility. The Reaper comes in. Scout around, and maybe Armani's got something special planned. Could see it. Giving them a tactical 60-second break. They should pay me for that. Absolutely. I mean, that's all a disconnect really is. This Reaper is looking like he's going down. Oh no. Oh, is he getting out of there? Taeja with the slipperiest Reaper. Look at that. The cheekiness. I love it. I think we all thought that Reaper was going down, man. Those queens were like half a hex away from being able to hit it. Third base has gone down for Armani though while that was happening. And we got double Hellions coming out of Taeja. Which isn't too surprising. It's pretty standard stuff. We'll see what he decides to make out of the starport. Nothing just yet. Oh, Wing's trying to catch that Reaper. Oh. Taeja going for the fusion core. So battle cruisers, they've come back into fashion. They were gone for a little bit, but happy to say they're back. All right, Overlord speed. This is going to be a complete scout from Armani.
The Hive Cluster is under attack.
Hive Cluster is under attack, but he does get to see the fusion core. And that's the important thing here. The question is, will Taeja cancel? No, I don't think so. Battle cruisers are quite good. It forces a very specific response out of Armani. He either needs to make more queens or get a quick lair and try to get a spire up to get corruptors out. But likely queens, spore crawlers to start off with, and then potentially into a spire. Depending on how many battle cruisers there are, you don't really want to commit to spire and corruptors if there's like 1 or 2 battle cruisers. But if Taeja starts to make 3, 4, 5, 6 battle cruisers, which is something we've seen for sure, making around 6 battle cruisers and you just kind of fly around with them, Yamato and warp out, then we'll definitely want to see corruptors coming up. Hellions trying to find some damage. Ooh, don't quite get... Ah, alright. There you go. Finally gets it. No more canceling creep tumors, so... Got a Roach Warren and a Spire coming down, so he is going to go for that Spire response. I don't think I've seen Yamato being researched. I have not. So we might see just one battlecruiser here out of Taeja. And if he's able to force a response of like Corruptors but only make one battlecruiser, could be quite good. But that is not what's going to happen. He's making a second battlecruiser. Spore Crawler will be in place. He's just going to try to be annoying with this. Hasn't really gotten any damage done though. Doesn't want to stick around too long. Oh, and I love this creep spread. Gonna make it difficult to take this third. Creep should unspread pretty quickly once that is killed, but still very annoying. And we have triple factory here, so it is gonna be mech, and we have tanks on the way out. Battlecruiser coming back in. We'll get a couple of drones. Ooh, and that's a lot of Hellions. These queens are in trouble. Do we have any other units here? I don't think we've made any roaches yet, and the Lings are attacking on the other side of the map, delaying this third base. There's no Hellions here. Taeja has to be careful. There you go. He closes up the wall. He will lose some SCVs and the geysers he was trying to build down there. But 18 drones have gone down. Oh, he gets the battlecruiser, though. I think that's absolutely worth it for Armani, who's even on workers, but he'll be able to rebuild a ton of those. Killing a battlecruiser is massive here. Lings will mostly get cleaned up, but the real value of battlecruisers is being able to warp home and repair, and as they start to stack up. But that is not going to be the case here. Taeja losing that first battlecruiser. Is he going to keep making them? No. Not going to continue to make them. No Yamato. It's actually going to start going into some Cyclones. Because, yeah, he doesn't really have anything to kill these Corruptors. Hellions trying to get some damage done. It looks like... Oh, I love this block. Doesn't let the Hellions get in there, and then cancels immediately afterwards. As the Cyclones start to come out, though, Magfield Accelerator finishes up. He'll have a better defense against those Corruptors. The real bonus of these Corruptors, though, is that they can start to use their ability on some of the buildings. Do a little damage to that battlecruiser, but Taeja warps it out in time. What is it called? Caustic Spray. Caustic Spray. I always forget that one. But we have a nice little roach force here from Armani. And you know what, Taeja? He's caught back up in workers for the most part. He's on full 3 base saturation. Here comes that Caustic Spray. Where are those Cyclones? Alright, at least it's an orbital. He can lift it and move it. And then bring it back. Forces the Cyclones and Hellions home, though. And that's really nice for Armani. Take some pressure off of his back. Not a lot of Cyclones with this just yet. But he's got 3 at a time coming out. And Blue Flame almost finished up. And 3 more factories coming up. This is going to be real heavy mech out of Taeja. We have a 4th CC almost finished. Looks like he's going to land it in the more forward position. Starting to clear some creep. Well, if we can get a couple of these queens, that'll be really nice. Doesn't quite nab them, though. The transfuse too good. We'll get some of the creep tumors, though. But we have our first Nidus coming out. Hellion sitting on the backside. Lair coming up as well. And a second Spire. Or a Hive, rather, coming up. And here come those Swarm Hosts. The best part of any Zerg versus mech game. Heading straight for that natural. There are some defenses here. Ooh, but I like this, though. Gonna go for the Caustic Spray at the same time. roaches hitting down here. Getting some good damage done. Ah, and these roaches trading nicely against the Cyclones and Hellions too, it looks like. Taeja down very far in supply right now. Another Nidus comes up on the other side just as Taeja's killing this one. Swarmhost popping out. They're not quite ready to spawn those locusts yet, but will be very shortly. And this third base gonna be under a lot of fire. And again, these roaches and the caustic spray happening at the fourth base here. There's a few units here to defend. And he's gonna get the repair on the planetary, but caustic spray does a ton of damage, and that's gonna take that planetary down for sure. Down it goes. Armani lost a lot of roaches for that, but he's able to easily replenish as he's sitting comfortably on 5 bases. Getting his adrenal glands. Some more upgrades coming up. And Taeja's in a really tough spot now. The 4th base loss is pretty brutal. He's actually floating his main command center over. He's still on 68 workers, so a decent worker count, but it is not great. Another Nidus looking to come up. This one over here not being all that useful. Oh, we'll get taken out. Oh, this one goes down as well, so no Nidus up just yet. Oh man, but the burrowed roaches hop underneath the Cyclones and are able to get a good few kills. There are still a lot of Cyclones out on the map though, and Cyclones are very good at killing just about anything if they're microed well. I love that burrow roach play though. Doesn't allow the Cyclones to retreat, which is where their real strength lies. It's hard to push into them and it's hard to retreat from them. So many roaches going down here for Armani. Another Nidus coming up. And these few Corruptors giving a lot of vision and really being worth their weight here. Might even be able to get a caustic spray up here on like an armory or something. But here come more locusts into the 3rd base. Well, landing on a couple of depots, which is not the most ideal. Yep, and there's that caustic spray. And a Nidus going up into the main base. Nidus will come up. It doesn't have any roaches or anything in it though. It was just to force units to go into the main, and this Nidus staying up for even longer because of that. There's more roaches coming out of Armani. That being said, Taeja's supply is growing. Finally, it seemed to be stuck at about 140 for a while, but his army supply getting up there. Swarmhost coming back out. Oh, and the fungals. And now Armani hitting with a little bit of everything in here. Tanks on the high ground though will help take care of the locusts quite a bit. Those are cleaned up pretty easily, and without the locusts, this army is a lot smaller and weaker here for Armani. This supply is very inflated by the high number of swarm hosts. And even with the fungal, Taeja says, no, I'm happy to just stand and fight you here. Armani has a bit of a bank, but it's going to be gone very shortly, as he needs to remake a lot of those units. Taeja does not have a bank, however. And so his supply falls and he's not able to immediately replenish it. A lot of these units also getting low. Battlecruiser hitting on the backside does have its teleport available, so it can move back to the front. 10 drones killed though. Oh, and the locusts are going to come in. You're going to get on top of these tanks. Tanks doing a lot of damage to the roaches before that, which will help the Cyclones be able to clean those a little bit more easily. But a lot of those Cyclones going down. And then look at that. 5 Brutaloids on the way, 12 more roaches on the way. Armani's supply drops a bit, but Taeja's supply dropping a lot here. And there's no teleport on this BC, which means I was going to say the Corruptors, but I think they all just turned into Brutaloids. So We're gonna need to see some Thors coming out of Taeja, I believe, to fight those, but it's just gonna be more Cyclones and Hellions. Might be starting to get some Vikings out soon. And Taeja is on not quite 4 bases. It's like 3.5 bases. The Locusts come in and deny some mining time. The nice thing about having the orbital here is you can just lift it. And Taeja is going for a 5th base. But will he be able to stop this 200 supply army? Broodlords, Infestors, Ravagers. Oh, and a massive fungal. That's just going to be it. Taeja's going to have to tap out. GG. Game number 1 going to Armani. A close one. Definitely felt like it was back and forth, but I do think that Armani, he kind of drove the pace of that game. I just feel like that kind of battle mech style, I feel like Zergs have figured out how to beat it since last year when it really started coming out. Taeja was one of the first players to go for that style, so I think he may just be comfortable with it. And it definitely has its benefits. But yeah, has some weaknesses as well, and just in general, that Nidus Swarm host, it's been so strong. I think losing that first battle cruiser, it's kind of a snowball effect. It's like an anti-snowball effect, because you really 2 battle cruisers is so much scarier and so much better than 1. And the fact that Armani was able to just make like 6 corruptors, or maybe 8 corruptors, I'm not sure exactly how many he had, and just stick with that the whole game, it makes his job a lot easier. With 2 battle cruisers, if they continually, like, they can come in, they can Yamato a couple of corruptors and then just pop out. He did not even have Yamato that game though. But we'll see if it's going to be a similar start for Taeja. I think Armani's seems to be playing a little bit reactive. He's like, all right, you're going for that. I'm going to go for Nidus Swarm hosts. And really nice game there from Armani. I hope Taeja can bring it back a little bit in this game as we go into Simulacrum. Full game number 2. Just loading into the game. We got this. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner. For the Afrika Freaks, it is Armani. And in the lower right-hand corner, Terran player for Team Liquid, it is Taeja. Taeja, of course, a classic player from back in the day. He was very good. He was on top of the world. And since he's come back about a year and a half ago or so, he's been getting quite good, but it feels like he's hit a bit of a block where it's hard for him to get past it. But he's had some really good series in the last year. And I'm hopeful to see him continue to grow and get stronger. Because I love Taeja. He's a cool dude. On the other side of things, Armani, who for a long time I feel like was thought of as just a B tier Zerg. He's been playing really well lately, and that game versus Taeja is kind of showing that. I mean, it's not easy to just take Taeja out like that. So, real props to Armani for being able to do that. Reaper Fast Expand again here from Taeja. Hatch Gas Pool again from Armani. Nothing too shocking. SCV coming in. Gonna get a little scout. Make sure this hatchery is done at the right time. and then move over to the third. There are two relatively easy to take thirds here. This one's the more preferable, I think, for Zerg players, but this one's not too terrible either. So if he gets blocked over here, Armani could potentially try to take the other third. But the Reaper's coming in now, doing his dance against the Lings, as you do. Now the Queen comes out. They're going to body block for this creep tumor. And now try to take the third. Nah, but Taeja says, no, I don't want you to take a third. Oh, no, gonna let the third happen. I was gonna say try to go in the main perhaps, but no. Just letting it happen. Meanwhile, back at home again. Double Hellion production. Pretty standard opening. I wouldn't be too shocked to see Taeja once again go into mech. It has just been so popular. And a very quick third CC here for Taeja as well. So much passion, Hound. You know it, man. And you know what? You're always in chat. I appreciate it. It's good to see you, friend. We'll get to see what Taeja's plan is. Oh, looks like a Reaper went down. Stuck around too long. Speed finished up. Speaking of speed, speedy overlords here. Coming in for the scouts. Going to be Viking first. No fusion core. In fact, no third or fourth gas either. But Armani's going to get a scout of the entire base. And it's going to be Stim. Ooh, so he lifted off the tech lab to try to be cheeky. But it's going to be Bio. And that's going to be scouted by Armani. Despite Taeja's best efforts. Now does he cancel Stim and lift off again? No. No, it is for sure going to be Bio. Oh, no, looks like maybe he's going to go into mines. Hellion's not moving out just yet. Might want to pair all this together. But yeah, Taeja looking to go into the macro game. Double engineering bay. Start getting those double upgrades. And that explains why he didn't have his third or fourth gas for a while either. He didn't need it. Oh, brings the Hellions back for a single Ling. See if these Hellions are able to get any good damage done. There's some Lings spread around, some Queens, and Bane speed on the way. Armani responding to seeing that it is Bio. But the third base is going down for Taeja. So Taeja feeling pretty good, just going to keep making workers. Armani at a comfortable 67 drones. Okay, the factory is going to be producing tanks, just giving that reactor to the barracks. Hellion's not really looking for too much damage. A lot of creep spread here from Armani, though. I think Taeja is going to want to start clearing that up pretty soon. And there he goes. Got some Marines moving out to the top side here. Some Lings coming up to fight. Not a whole lot of Lings or Banes here, though. Creep will start going down. Banes do have their Bane speed, though, so those Marines got to get out of there. I kind of like these Hellions staying at home. If Lings came for a counterattack, it wouldn't really do all that much. Armani going for a drop as well, but he's going for a triple Baneling drop, going right to the third. Like this alive, Taeja's not paying attention. This could be an awful lot of damage. He's still out on the map, posturing a little bit. The worker count's pretty equalized right now. Taeja doesn't seem to be looking. He's not pulling any SCVs. Oh, and 12 SCVs go down. Taeja down to 49 workers. Absolutely brutal. He's trading. I was going to say he's trading decently on the other side of the map, but then that single Baneling hit killed so many Marines. We have another Baneling drop heading this time to the natural. Taeja paying attention this time. We'll clean up all of the Banelings and not take any SCV damage. Supplies are actually quite equal, which means Taeja's army is a lot bigger at the moment. Hydras are done, their upgrades on the way. Looks like Groove Spine's almost finished. There's a nice little tank position. Ah, there's the Ling run by. I'd love to see, yeah, the Hellions stay at home for that. The 6 Hellions really haven't gotten much done, but if they're able to defend against the Ling run-bys, that'll be really good. In the meantime, Armani's army supply has closed the gap. That bought him plenty of time. And unfortunately, this tank position not really putting any pressure on. It's just kind of sitting out of range of the hatchery and the units here. Oh, Taeja pulled the SCVs away from the Banes, but not far enough. They broke through that wall and killed 10 more SCVs. Taeja really needs to get some damage done with this push. Baneling's going down to a lot of siege tank fire. Not all that many Banelings left right now. These Marines might be able to get some work done. Bane's coming over to see some target fire. It looks like all the Banes have gone down. There's a bunch more making. No more counterattacks, no more flanks here. Tanks are going to start moving forward. Taeja is trading quite nicely at the front. But meanwhile, he's still not even fully mining back at home. Stimming back off of creep. Again, all the Banelings going down. There's only 2 left up here. And a lot of Marines are left. Wonderful target fire here. Now it's just Hydras. Hydras versus this many Stim Marines is not ideal. And it looks like this 4th base may go down. Taeja's rallying across the map. He smells blood in the water. He wants to go for the kill right now. A bunch of Lings popping out to help be fodder, and that should be enough to push these Marines back as the tanks move forward. Oh. That's a faked drop. I actually really like that, trying to draw Taeja's attention away. But if that was a real drop, I think Taeja would have lost a bunch more SCVs, because I do not think he was looking. And now his tanks are in a really great spot, actually shelling away at the Bane nest. Which will mean no more Banelings, but a nice little flank down at the bottom side. Is Armani going to be able to clean this up? There's not enough Lings. He does still have a number of Banelings left. He can't build any more. So he's got to try to keep those alive. But I think Taeja has actually pushed himself into too good of a position here. It's going to be really difficult for Armani to clean this up without any further tech. There's no Hive, there's no Broodlords or anything. It's just Ling Hydra with whatever Banes he has remaining, unless he can get this other Baneling nest up. Now clearing up creep, getting a nice little spot for these siege tanks, and Armani's going to go in. This is his last chance. A nice Baneling connection, but all the other Banelings are dead. It's just going to be Hydras and reinforcement Lings, and that's not going to be enough. Taeja, despite losing a ton of workers this game, is going to take game number 2. Yes. Listen, I'm not ashamed to say I'm a biased caster. Okay. I have my preferences, and Taeja is one of those preferences. I, at the very least, wanted this to be a close series, and we're getting it. It's 1-1. I'm pretty sure it's the best of 3. So this game should be the deciding match. Yeah, it's definitely a best of 3. All right, we're going to be heading to Triton. I love when players spam in the lobby chat as the countdown is happening, or waiting for the other person to start the game. I really enjoy that. Man, my mouse hand is super cold, and my other hand is nice and warm. I do not understand. I'm feeling like Gumiho over here. I need a towel. I understand it now. All right, let's hop into game number 3. Our first game 3 of today. This time on Triton, gonna be in the lower right-hand corner. For a freak of freaks, it is Armani. And in the upper left-hand corner, the Red Terran. For Team Liquid, it is Taeja. That's right, caster bias. Caster bias here, you heard it first. Looks like gonna be the same openings from these guys. Not too surprised, best of 3 like this, they're 1-1. Feeling pretty confident. I wonder if Taeja's gonna go for bio again. That seemed to work pretty well for him, but that doesn't necessarily mean it'll go well this game. It's hard to say. I mean, Taeja could easily go for mech once again. It depends on the map too. It depends on how he feels on the map about certain play styles. I know a lot of Terran players have very strong opinions on where mech is good and where mech is bad. Not sure what Taeja's feelings on the matter are though. But his first game, mech game, didn't end up going all that well for him. The Swarm Hosts, just a little bit too much damage. But we'll see. It is going to be just a Reaper fast expand, very likely into some Hellions. Oh, gonna grab a Marine as well. SCV blocking the third base. Now in this map, you really don't want to take this as a third base. As a Zerg. Definitely prefer this one. So the Reaper gonna try to block that off. There are some maps where it's really, there's no other option. This one wouldn't be terrible, but it's not ideal. Reaper being annoying, does get a Zergling kill. Third CC coming down very quickly once again for Taeja. So sticking with the same opening. It's a very versatile opening. I don't blame him for going for this. Oh, his Reaper is very low right now. Has to be super careful. Yeah, not going to be able to block that hatchery all that much with so few hit points. Oh, no Hellions? No Hellions? There they go. Alright. I was confused there for a moment. I guess he had priorities. Maybe building SCVs was more important. We do have Pneumatized Carapace on the way again for Armani, so should be able to scout everything, which makes Taeja's job just a little bit harder. Gonna be a Liberator first. An interesting choice here. Likely we'll go for the Liberator maybe in the main base, try to get the Hellions into the natural, something of that nature. barracks sitting on the tech lab for now. Nothing to push away both overlords. He only has two Marines, I think. So just going to be pushing away the overlord as he can. More Hellions coming out. Can have at least 6. And it is going to be stim. So looking towards bio once again. Map layouts matter. They do. They do indeed. But a lot of it is personal preference, though. Obviously, there are objective benefits, but there's subjective benefits as well. If you have a certain playstyle you'd like even with mech, if you want to do more cyclone-based mech, some maps are a lot better for that. Hellions are gonna keep the queens occupied while the lib goes in the main base. Armani not paying attention. Loses a couple workers and loses his queen. Couple of larvae as well, but there you go. Taeja unsieging, pulling away. Behind this, looking pretty similar to last game. Getting out. No, canceling the medevacs. I don't know why he's canceling medevacs. He's got. Taeja's got some priorities, man. He knows what he wants. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe it was to get 1-1 started. He wanted the gas for that instead. There he goes. Medevac's coming out now. That's a nice siege. Any sort of run-bys come in. The Liberator will help with that a lot. Especially as the Hellions move across the map. Should be able to get some creep cleared if they try, but not going to go for that. Instead, just holding the Zelnaga watchtower in the center of the map. As more Marines come out, more barracks go down. Get some tanks and medevacs as well. Ooh, looks like we're going to want to do another drop here for Armani. Hopefully Taeja's paying a little bit more attention this game. Sometimes you don't think of the possibility of the drop because it's kind of a rare thing to see in ZVT. Bane drop. Oh, there's no creep over here actually. There's like no vision at all. Taeja could drop right into the main base, but we've got some creep being cleared, and while Taeja is focused on that, Armani is queued up to drop, and again Taeja not paying attention into his mineral line, and 11 more SCVs going down. He is killing some creep, and he might be able to take out a base. Now, looks like the Link should be here in time, but he has damaged that base quite a bit. Force some transfuse energy on it. Now he's going to lift up and move right into the main, where there are 2 queens waiting, though, and he's going to lose one of those medevacs. Some of these Marines are stuck here. But in the meantime, Hellions moving into the natural, but Armani has split really nicely. This medevac just barely gets out of there. 6 hit points. And this force walking through the middle. Oh no! On a move command, no! Oh no. Taeja has them on the wrong control group, it seems. He does still have 63 workers though, so despite losing a ton of SCVs here, 4 more have gone down. I didn't even see what happened. Maybe a Ling run by. But the big news here is so much of Taeja's army has died. This medevac got out with a few Marines. Well, losing that tank, those Marines, losing the Hellions down here, and Armani saving this base and now on 78 workers. And there are Mutalisks on the map. He's getting +1 flyer attack. We've got Lings looking to hit on the right, and the Mutas, well, they find a bunch of Marines. This is an interesting 4th base for Taeja to take. I actually really like this. It's a lot more awkward for Armani to hit from multiple angles. Since Taeja will be able to sit here and kind of easily move to defend either the natural or the 4th. Just kind of posturing around, both players trying to get some vision, see what's going on out of the map. Not a whole lot of turrets, and we do still have more mutas being made, and they're upgrading +1. Yeah, this mutaflag's starting to get definitely too big for one turret. Ooh. Taeja getting caught completely off guard here. A lot of those banelings running into tanks, but there's still plenty left over to take care of these lings, or take care of the Marines. Marines come in from the right side as well, though. They get completely cleaned up. Some of these medevacs going down as well. Oh, and a ton of Marines dying. There are some Widow Mines here, but Armani's just going to back up. He traded really nicely there against Taeja's army. And Mines going to be the name of the game. We also have a Thor coming out. Do we have Drilling Claws? We do. No more upgrades up for Armani just yet because he is on 2-2 for his ground units. Just waiting for that hive to finish before he can start 3-3. Taeja seems to have recovered nicely, though. It was a nice trade for Armani, but not able to capitalize on it all that much. Boy, all right. Is that just one Marine that just ran over there? A lot of Ling Bane Muta here. As the hive finishes up, we'll see what Armani's next choice of tech is. Got +2 flyer on the way, and there's this 3-3 coming up for both players, actually. Taeja a little bit ahead in that regard. Ultra Cavern going down. That makes a lot of sense. There's a ton of Marines here. Marines, not all that great versus Ultras, but Marauders are pretty good. Oh, yeah, and there's the Mutaflak. There's not enough turrets in here. Marines coming up, but 10, 11 SCVs going down. Another turret goes down. So these mutas get out of here. They will have to fly past a couple more turrets. Shouldn't take all that much damage. Ooh, actually, 2 mutas going down. It's a nice little catch. But in the middle of the map here, lots of Lingbane coming in to take that position away from Taeja. A lot of his army was not there. He's gonna want to get these medevacs over to these damaged Mariners. And Taeja taking this forward fourth base rather, instead of, or fifth base, excuse me. Forward 5th base instead of taking this back one here. It's an interesting choice. Double turret now in the natural base. Ooh, and if Taeja's paying attention, this Thor at the exact right spot. But Lings and Bane's trying to kill this planetary. They will kill the planetary. Mutas get forward. They do kill a couple SCVs and a gas geyser. Losing this base is really unfortunate for Taeja. He does not have a replacement command center right now. These mutas were not expecting to encounter a bunch of turrets here, taking actually a lot of fringe damage. Chitinous is not finished. These ultras do not want to fight this right now. Mutas are going to have to come over and help. Ooh, pretty big Baneling connections there, but there's still a lot of Marines left over. And now Taeja reposturing up to this base. Widowmine goes off. Massive hit on those mutas. Let's see how the splits are here for Taeja. Ooh, one Ultra gets caught completely out. Chitinous is now finished. 3-3 almost done for the Zerg. Taeja's 3-3 is finished though, so he has that upgrade lead for right now. Links and Banes coming in with the Ultras. Marines pulling back. A lot of Marauders going down. Oh, all the mutas going down though. There's not a lot of Marauders left to kill these Ultralisks. And as the reinforcement Lings come in, Taeja has been routed here. It was at quite a bit of cost. for Armani though. And Armani does not want to continue pushing in. That's an easy way to lose some very expensive units. Kiting back and forth. Armani not able to completely replenish his supply just yet. Both players getting pretty low on the money. Oh, killing one of those queens. That's less transfuse energy. This Widow Mine hit. More Widow Mines getting planted down. Now we have a ton of Corruptors out because the Greater Spire is almost finished. And once those Broodlords come out, that's going to be really tough for Taeja to handle. A bunch of Banelings with this as well. Oh, massive Widow Mine shots. Actually kill a lot of those Ling Bane. The Ultras are down. It's just Lings now. And Corruptors, which actually take out all of the Medivacs. And that's really tough for Taeja, who I believe is just on one starport. So there is no way he's going to be able to produce Medivacs and Vikings in number to counter those Broodlords that will eventually have to come out. There's a nice little drop over here. Kills a few drones. That is all it will do. But it buys Taeja time to potentially kill this base. He does focus it down. Oh! Nice last minute split there from Armani, actually. Those Lings looked like they were all about to die, but Armani paying attention. Beautiful split. And pushes Taeja back. Taeja able to take out that base, as well as take a base of his own. It's going to be 6 base to 6. As this base does get relanded. It's not a planetary though, and Armani knows that. He's just going to come in. 3-3 Adrenal Lings going to be killing SCVs. But they were never there, but there's a main fight happening. This tank clogging up this area, actually. Oh, how are the splits here from Taeja? Looks like most of the Banes have gone down. There are still some Widow Mines. And the turrets will keep the Corruptors away. It's a nice hold from Taeja, actually. I think that was a better trade for the Terran player. He has lost a bunch of SCVs in the meantime, though. This orbital, maybe not the ideal 4th base. Definitely would prefer a planetary, but that's the main orbital. Wow, still mining long distance gas here, and the Lings just come right back. Taeja now wants to push out a little bit. We have 4 Infestors on the way. Do we have any Broodlords? No Broodlords, just sticking with Corruptors for now. Maybe not feeling like he has the money or the time to get those up. Ooh, Widow Mines have some nice connections. Lings and Banes come in from the backside. But the splits here from Taeja are really quite good. There's no more transfuse energy. Ultra's getting on top of the Marines, though. Well, there is some more transfuse energy. Those Ultras staying alive just long enough, but all the Corruptors seem to have gone down. I think Taeja was focus firing Corruptors with the Marines. Every single Ultra has gone down. Both their supplies have fallen below 150 for the first time in kind of a long time. 2 more Ultras on the way. The Infestors are here, though. I don't think Taeja knows, which means a big fungal. Oh, that friendly fire from the mine, and a lot of these units going down. Some big mine hits here on the Lings, though, so they're going to have to run away. Ooh, and the Infestors get caught by those Marines and Marauders. Only 1 Infestor left, not nearly enough for fungal. This is such a scrappy game at this point. Taeja just continuing to rally over here. Will Armani have enough? Some Banelings get made. This base is getting pretty low. It's not dead just yet. These Medivacs are super low as well. Big surround by the Lings. The friendly fire on the mines has been Armani's best friend this game. Now 3 Ultras out. Some more Corruptors coming out as well. We may finally see those Broodlords as the supplies get really low. Oh, and again, I love this from Armani. Pulling some pressure off, forcing Taeja to decide to put more pressure on or take that base. And Taeja actually going to take this base, which you never see these bases taken. But we're getting to that point in the game where you got to see them. Ooh, this army from Armani looking pretty scary right now. But big reinforcements from Taeja come over. We need to see some good splits, but the fungal, there's only one infestor and he gets a massive fungal from the top side. Ooh, big Widow Mine hits on the Banes though. A lot of Corruptors going down, but they take basically all the medevacs. These are 2 fresh medevacs. You need to see a turret or 2 here. Help defend against the caustic spray. More ultras coming out though. Ultras, the name of the game here for Armani. Ooh, not paying attention for a second. Take some big mine hits. We'll clean up the mines, but at the cost of a lot of dead Zerglings. This is kind of an odd position here. Armani has retaken this base, is grabbing this one as well. At some point, Taeja is really going to want to clean that up and take that base. Yeah, floating over his natural command center right now. Still a lot of gas over here, but gas isn't really what Taeja needs a lot of. He needs more minerals. He needs more mineral patches to mine off of. Armani on 82 workers, and it is gas that Armani needs. He's very low in the gas count. We have some Lings looking for a counterattack. A little bit of a chill game right now. Finally, the Overlord getting pushed off. Some Marines coming up to try to kill some gas geysers or some drones, but they're just going to have to get picked up and get out of there. Taeja going to try to push again. There's a turret here, though. So that infestor gets killed. And I believe that's the only infestor. It is. A lot of Lings on the map, though. Armani does not want to push into that position. Instead, trying to counterattack. That's a ton of Lings going for the counterattack. No planetary here. All these SCVs are going down. Well, it looks like there might be enough here in the natural to hold off. I'm not sure. Adrenalings are pretty good. Taeja trying to push in at the same time, but there's a lot of units down here as well. Oh, those Widow Mine hits are so big. But Taeja not splitting, focusing instead at home, where he is losing an awful lot of infrastructure. And he loses all of his units out on the map. Armani at 150 supply. Taeja dropping down to 120. His natural is, there's no wall. It's almost forfeit over here. Bringing all of his units together. Needs to scan to clean that up. He has 2 floating orbital command centers. These would be better used in the main, I think, just sitting there for scan. Meanwhile, Armani's still sitting happily on 80 drones and just continuing to build that army. A little bit of a drop back here once again, but the Lings are there to clean it up. Taeja wants to move out across the map, but it's so hard. He just continually gets counterattacked. Anywhere there's not a planetary or a wall, he's constantly being attacked. Whoop. All right. Attacking into this planetary, I don't know if that's wise. Some units on the south side being destroyed here, but it looks like everything's going down for Taeja. There's just too much Zerg, too many Lings, too many Ultras, too many Banelings. Taeja's going to hold on. He's going to struggle to survive. He still has this planetary, but Banes are going to come in. That's going to be GG. Armani takes game number 3. And with that, the series.